stress management. We're going to talk about the reasons for starting with stress. We already have a product in the market. We're marketing B2B for large organizations with highly experienced team leading the company. So why stress? Stress is a major problem. It's a driver for many chronic illnesses. In itself is a problem estimated to cost between $120 billion to $190 billion a year in the US alone. 100 million people suffering from chronic stress in the US alone. 65% of the doctor's office visits are related to stress, and 40% of the job turnover attributed to stress. That's before we count all the impact on diabetes, hypertension, IBS, migraines, and other illnesses. So what do people do with stress? They either don't do anything, they cope with stress directly, or they revert to medications which build dependencies rather than resilience, or they use therapy, which is great, but is not available to anyone around the clock, and definitely is not the most affordable approach. And yoga and meditation, which are great, but are requiring training, special place, and typically a lot of time. Neither one of the approaches is quantitative. That is, you don't know what is your level of stress, and you don't know whether the treatment that you're referring to is effective or not. So we created a mechanism that is highly effective in measuring stress and relieving stress. It's super easy to perform, it's highly scalable, it's an app, and we're going to see a short clip describing the app, and then we're going to talk about it.
Serenita, the award-winning app by EcoFusion, is an interactive, science-backed tool designed to help you measure and lower your stress anytime and anywhere. In just 5 minutes a day, you will feel calmer, sleep better, improve your long-term health, and reduce the risk of chronic illness. Here's how it works. Cover the camera lens at the backside of your phone with your finger. Serenita turns the camera into a biomedical sensor that reads vital signs such as heart rate variability, blood flow, and breathing pattern from your finger. The app processes that information in order to calculate your stress level. Once stress is detected, the system guides you through a personalized and highly effective breathing exercise that is designed to give you the most stress reduction per minute spent. A visual dial shows you the changes in your stress level as you perform the exercise. All stress and exercise data are stored for historic insight. Download Serenita now, and in 5 minutes, feel the difference.
So what we created is a patented technology that is using the camera in order to assess stress and allow you to relieve stress very rapidly. In addition to stress, we're dealing with focus management as well. That is, we measure focus and enhance the focus through breathing exercises as well. A bit on the traction, 80% of our users are reporting significant stress reductions within days of using the app. In fact, within 3 minutes of using the app, we measure 20% reduction in the stress level for those with stress level above 50, which is elevated stress. We ran 2 clinical trials. One was validated technology. We compared it to cortisol level in the saliva and showed 93% correlation with the gold standard of stress measurement, cortisol level in the saliva. And we ran another trial with type 2 diabetics whereby the stress reduction tool was enabling type 2 diabetics to reduce their sugar level, the A1C level, the proxy for sugar level, by 18% within 8 weeks. We won multiple awards, a few coverage in the press, favorable, and one of them cited us as one of the 4 great tools to be thankful for this Thanksgiving in Forbes. A bit on the business model, subscription model. We work with organizations, insurance companies, pharmacies, and online pharmacies, the pharmaceutical industry, as well as some providers, large providers. And it's a subscription model with some value-based pricing models, whereby we take the risk of stress reduction for the population. And we're getting paid only if there are results. We have a companion app that deals with nutrition, exercise, and sleep, which are the other pillars of healthy lifestyle. And we can collaborate with existing applications in order to provide with this aspect as well. 2 clinical trials in Hadassah Medical Center in University of Lisbon, which I mentioned. We have multiple other clinical trials with other applications with irritable bowel syndrome, diabetes management, both type 1 and type 2, erectile dysfunction, prostate cancer therapy, and other applications. A bit on the team. So I was a faculty member at Columbia Business School and Yale School of Management before starting a career in nurturing high-tech companies, in particular digital health companies and medical devices. And my chief medical officer, Professor Steve Kaplan, is a professor at Mount Sinai, but also the co-founder of Medidata Solution, a Nasdaq-traded company and the largest clinical trial data management company in the world. We have on the team a variety of professors and advisors on multiple indications: nutrition, exercise, sports medicine, emergency medicine, and gastroenterology and psychology. With that, I conclude. Questions? Any questions? Yeah.
The breathing techniques that you utilize, are those standard breathing techniques or something you created in the tool?
It's a combination. What we create is that we created a mechanism that is highly personalized. That is, we altered the pattern, which are based on the literature, but we altered the pattern in order to provide you with the most cost-efficient, time-wise, most time-efficient mechanism to reduce the stress level. So if, for example, the default is 3-1-6, 3 seconds in, 1 second hold, and 6 seconds out, it will be altered by milliseconds in order to provide you with the most time-efficient mechanism to reduce the stress reduction. And that's patent-pending technology. It's ours.
So they're standard breathing techniques, but the duration is affected by the data that's received by the system.
Correct. Yeah, the stress level and the history of the person, whether we know what works for the specific person based on the account. We know we alter the pattern also based on age, based on height, based on other parameters later on. Everything is personalized. That's the unique value proposition. Yeah. That answered the other question from this side. Any other questions?
Wait, I'm curious, when you say everything's personalized and it's a subscription model, if someone who signs up for this app has to fill out a questionnaire, or?
A very short questionnaire about birthday, gender. These are two parameters that are affecting the algorithms, and the history itself. Once you use the account more than once, I mean, we learn what worked for you in the past, and we keep on altering the pattern as well. And it's typically done through organizations as subscription. We have users that subscribe also on the consumer side that pay the premium version for $100 a year, but predominantly we work with organizations, large organizations, on bundles for populations, large populations.
So organizations such as health insurance companies?
Yeah, the Humanas and Ignite of the world, yeah.
And the consumer, the user, has access to their own data, historical data they can review and evaluate.
Yeah, that's you get a variety of tracking tools for your history, in terms of what worked for you, what at times of days that you're likely to be more in stress and so on. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Oren. Next, Jago from Scantel.